Apart from money, there are other currencies that most people do not think about or even realize. And so they jeopardize very important opportunities because they're always thinking in monetary terms. Today's going to be a part 2 of my previous video. I'm going to link it here or in the description. In this video, I want to talk about how there are other currencies beyond money that you can use to really level up your life, upgrade your life, or even just bring in more blessings or bring in more favor into your life as God has already granted you. Let's first define what a currency is. A currency is just a medium of exchange. It can be goods, services, or anything in between. It's like by virtue of this particular medium, you get this and I get that. For example, I want to buy a new phone, and I'm telling you today that money is not the only currency you can get this phone into your life, figuratively or metaphorically, right? The phone can be anything. It could be a job, it could be your promotion, it could be a contract, it could be like anything. This phone can represent anything. And the first thing you can think about in terms of buying this phone, right? And I'm using the word buy loosely, buying this phone or having this phone in your hand, is exploring the 4 other currencies I'm going to talk to you about. So you pray to God, oh God, I want a phone, I want a phone. That's the first, by that, you've already bought the phone in your, you've already commanded, you've already placed an order for that phone to end up in your hand. And so God, who by himself is the source of all good things, has granted this phone to you. So one, when I say honor, it means that you are appreciating people in your life who perhaps have this kind of phone or even know other people who sell this kind of phone. You're recognizing that somebody in your life online has this gifting for the phone, and so you're appreciating them. That is one currency. Honoring them and constantly appreciating and recognizing the gift that they add to you, whatever. They already have you at the back of their mind. And so the next time they're doing a giveaway, they're like, oh, even though I'm giving this phone away to anybody who might be following me, I want to specifically give this phone to you. And then you have the phone in your hands. Did you use money to buy it? No, but you have it in your hand. You have bought it. It is yours. The phone is not yours. First currency. Second currency I mentioned is value. There are people that you know they have capacity to give you what you want, this phone. They might have the money, they might know somebody who manufactures it, whatever, you don't know. And so you say, you know what, I want to volunteer my time for you. I want to spend some of my time, my effort, my knowledge, my skills. I want to exchange that in order to get this phone. You might want to have a conversation about it. Oh, this is one thing I'm looking to buy. This is one phone I'm looking to buy. Do you mind if I exchange XYZ, my skills, my time, my effort, my expertise, my ideas, my contacts, my connections, or whatever, in order to get this phone? And you have an agreement and they say, yes, obviously, once you give them that, they give you the phone. That's one way to go about it. So value can be anything. Value can literally be any single thing. But by based on that value or that exchange of that value for them, you are creating an atmosphere where whenever it's time for this phone to move from them to you, you are right on the list as the first person to receive it. So because you have exchanged some sense of value with this person, you've already struck a connection with them. And so it's easy for them to call this person they know in their network and say, hi, I have this volunteer, I have this employee, or I have this young person who is interested in this phone. Would you be open to giving it to them at this discount or at this whatever conditions? They say yes, and you have the phone in your hands. The third one I've mentioned, relationships. You do not need to just learn everything by experience, but by virtue of having relationships with, let's say, people you've honored, people you've exchanged value with, people you grew up with, people you went to school with, all these connections of people around you who you have kept in touch with. You may not have exchanged any value with, you might not have shown them honor in any way, but just by virtue of having some sense of access to these people in your circle, you can get this phone. And so you might even know a seller who is your friend, who went to your school. and it's easy to just have them lend it to you so that you pay in installment. They are not doing that same, they're not giving that same conditions to anyone else in the world. But because they know you, they're willing to do something that they will not do for anyone else. They're doing it for you for free. In most parts of the world, relationships is how you get things done. I can say, for example, mostly in Ghana, for example, navigating things, you need a lot of relationships. Sometimes it's very bad because it reeks of nepotism, but you cannot disregard the fact that you need those relationships in your life to facilitate things because systems just don't work by themselves. And so then having a relationship becomes a currency in order to have this thing finally in your hands. The fourth one I mentioned was time and money. And time and money, in terms of priority or in terms of order, should be the last resort. Like I said, should be the last resort you get to finally having this phone. If you're looking through your circles and the thing you want to access, you don't know anyone you can honor in order to access it. You don't know anyone you can exchange your value in order to access it. You don't have any friend, you don't have any relationship with anyone in order to access it. You do not want to spend your time trying to figure it out by yourself how to access it. In order to now access it, which is the last resort, you can now save up money to go buy it. Sorry about the 10 virgins. So at this time where the virgins are sleeping, they wake up, 10 virgins, right? Five, well, they wake up, five realize that their lamps have gone out, so they need extra oil. Five brought extra oil. So the five unwise virgins tell the wise ones, oh, give us some of your oil. And they're like, no, we can't give you some of our oil. Go out there to them who sell and buy from them. There are five wise virgins in your life who have oil that you need for your next journey, but they can't give it to you for free. So you go out there to go buy from them who sell. Comparing time and money, I would say rather spend money than spend time. But nowhere should you ever spend your time as the last currency to accessing something in your life, is the point I want to make. There are four other currencies. In this case, there are three other currencies you can use apart from money, but four other currencies you can use apart from time. You can use to learn something, to upgrade yourself, to enrich your life, to access that thing you want. And I really hope you tend to value people or see people in these lights so that you know who to value when it's time. You know who to honor when it's time. You know who to build a relationship with when it's time. And you know who to pay for, whose expertise you need to pay for when it's time in order to get that phone in your hands at the end of the day. I'll come again to share with you another insights from books I've read, from just having conversations with friends, or even listening to you when you share your comments and send me DMs and emails that I'm always happy to share here on the channel. So if that's your jam and you've not already subscribed, I'm reminding you, please subscribe. Okay, I'm going to give you 2 seconds to subscribe, okay? Have you subscribed? Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for commenting your thoughts. I would really love to hear your thoughts about what I've just shared. If you have other examples, this makes sense to you, let me know. But I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye.